Welcome back to I Am Weekly Brothers. Now we're going to discuss a little mid-season polling we've done lately. We took about 10 experts, I would say, who've watched several games and evaluated teams, and we've took their votes down and we've pulled it out, and we're going to discuss it now. First, Reed, let's start with the men's.
Let's.
Who you got? Yeah, I want to know who you got.
Well, the AP polls came in, and for first place votes in men's, it was unanimous by number of all 10 votes. That 1 was Wolfpack, and 2 was New Era. Those were the first and second in each poll. Now 3, 4, 5 gets a little tricky.
Voters who follow, watch, and have observed the teams through the week.
Well said.
So they voted. We did the tally, and we have the polls right here. Reed, would you start us out with men's, please?
With 9 first place votes, the 1 seed goes to Wolfpack, followed by 9 second place votes and 1 first place vote for New Era. Then when we get to 3, 4, and 5, it gets a little scrambled, but due to the number of votes, 3 is FALA, a young team. 4 is Game, led by veterans John George, Matt Buck, and the rusher Mel. And then closing it out with some skeptics is number 5, 10 Deep.
Okay, well, first off, I'm going to ask you how, I know that I didn't vote, so how is 10 Deep number 5? I know they played some tough competition, but they were 0-2 this week.
Well, I do have one of the votes, and I voted them in as number 3.
Okay.
One of their one of their games is against the Wolfpack, so that's understandable. And then right after that game, they had to play another game against a decent team, and it's just hard to get hyped up for that game after you get so hyped up to play a big team like the Wolfpack.
Okay, because personally, I think that Game actually should have been number 3 if I would have voted on a poll. Because
why do you?
Falafel, I saw them play.
FALA.
They did not,
dessert here.
well, they didn't look like they had enough experience to even crack the top 5 just yet.
I could agree there. I voted FALA in as the number 14. I love their athletes. They got a really good freshman, Aaron James, and right now they had a big game and they won it. So go ahead and reward them.
Are there any teams that you would say?
I don't know. Why don't you ask Ollie
the
something?
poll? Well, Ollie, do you want to jump in on the men's conversation?
Oh.
Are there any teams that did not quite make the poll?
No.
Well, go ahead and take a look at the sheet. And
Oh, sorry,
that should help.
They received votes somewhere.
These teams received
Okay,
some
yes.
fives.
No, I said 10. Really what stands out to me out of these teams is Dirty Dogs and Powerhouse. Powerhouse had a real good game against Fala. It was a pretty exciting game. Real close. Got real close there at the end.
Who just tweeted you?
Great second half. So we got
Probably someone
Oh.
watching.
talking about Dirty Dogs. That's another veteran team led by Boyd Brotherton and Ross Whitfield is running the quarterback, I think. And they got some good athletes, and they had a rough first week, I think, but they're moving along. They look real good in the game I watched the other night.
Okay, well, how would you like to start off the co-ed poll?
Okay, co-ed now. I Am Legends at number 1, which is due right now for them because they are probably the top team out there. Coming in at 2 and 3 was X Deep at 2 and New Era at 3, and I think these 2 teams right now are interchangeable to me.
I think that's going to cause some controversy right there with
It,
New Era being 3.
If they end up 2 and 3 in the seedings and playoff comes, it's going to be a real good semifinal matchup to make the championship.
Well,
They both
number
made that
4
far.
looks like a shock to me.
Number 4 is Barstool Heroes, which coming off their 80-point performance, they really jumped on the radar. I don't know how y'all feel about them at 4.
I voted for them at 4.
And rounding out the top 5 is We Not Fit, who look really good, and they have some good guys on the team, and as well as athletic girls that can do the job.
Yeah.
Okay, Reed, well, let me ask you, first let me ask Ollie and then I'll come back to you. Okay, let me ask you something. Do you think that Barstool Heroes and We Not Fit have the experience to be top 5 teams?
I know Barstool Heroes have been around. They were here last year. They weren't as competitive last year, but they had a pretty good, at least a competitive team. As far as this year goes, I haven't really got a chance to watch them, so I couldn't really tell you. But I've heard they had a good defense. I think we'll just have to wait and see what the season holds for them and see how truly competitive they are.
Okay, Reed, who do you got that got some votes that you were looking out for that didn't quite make the top 5?
Nintendo received quite a bit of 5th place votes, but not enough, not more than We Not Fit. You know, they're struggling right now. They're having a hard time getting all their girls there, figuring some stuff out. John George was sick in their past loss this week to We Not Fit. So, I mean, you can't put Nintendo in front of a team they just lost to. And I just think they're struggling right now. Do I think they'll find it? Yes. And then you also got Tri Beta, put up 70. We'll see how that game goes against Barstool Heroes. They'll
It's a
see
game
if
of
they
the week, isn't it?
Yeah, they'll see if they can put themselves into the top 5. And then Dublin Chubbies, 2-0 in their division, looking pretty solid, got a lot of stuff to learn. I don't foresee them cracking the top 5, but we'll see. That's why they played.
Well, next we have women's. Women's is always a good one. First off, of course, there's Vixen. They received all 10 first place votes. I don't think there was any controversy there.
No.
Then second, we had Pack and Backs. They looked pretty impressive in their games. And then falling from what we had, probably in most people's opinions, second at the beginning of the year, would be Tight Ends fell to number 3. And then the rest of the poll, we didn't know who was going to make it, but due to the votes, Not a Chance is ranked number 4th, and then Fist Pump has come in at the 5th spot on this poll. Okay, well, let me ask you something. How do you feel about the women's poll in general?
It seems I don't have a problem with it at all. I think all the teams are in a pretty good spot with where they are and how they performed so far in the season. I think when Tight Ends and Packs and Backs they both played Vixen, I thought Packs and Backs looked a little bit better against Vixen when they played. So I think that the rankings are right where they should be.
Let me ask you how you feel about the women's league.
I have a problem with the 2 and the 3.
You have a problem with the 2 and the 3?
Tight Ends is the number 2 team.
You feel Tight Ends is number 2? I'm not gonna lie. I saw Tight Ends have a little bit of a struggle against the Club Fist Pump, which is a very young team. And struggle against.
It's week, you know, we just got done with week 1. These women's team haven't even played week 2. I think everybody's all on the Pack and Backs bandwagon because they held Vixen to 23 points and then they go out and beat Not a Chance. It's just not enough in my opinion. Those 2 will meet and Tight Ends will win. Until then, though, the polls are the polls.
Personally, well, when you're doing a poll, here's the thing about a poll. When you're doing a poll, it's what's happening currently. And currently right now, Packs and Backs looks better than Tight Ends. So that's why they're ranked 2nd in my opinion. But you're right, we'll get to that. That could be a game of the week later on down the line.
I sure hope so.
This is Mater with the Hammer and the Jack signing off from I Am Weekly.
Y'all guys get on Facebook. Start dropping some comments, what you want us to talk about, what y'all thought about it, vote on who won the debate, what y'all thought, vote on the polls for sure. We'll probably post those. Tell us what you think. I thought Mater did a good job of facilitating this week for me.
I'm looking for the return of
C-.
the Jack,
The Jack will be back next week.
the host.
Hang loose, guys.
Mater out.
Have a good day.
Deuce.